Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Dawson's Creek rewatch. We are on season 5 in the new year here, and we are on episode 3 and 4. So we're going to jump right in. Episode 3 is called Capeside Revisited. The summary is Dawson finds his dad won't support his decision to drop out of school. Joey learns of Pacey's presence in Boston. Mm-hmm. I'm glad they didn't stretch that out too long.
Right. Me too.
Yeah.
Like her,
not knowing he was there.
Not knowing he's there. Yeah. I liked how she found him too. That was fun. How she discovered he was there.
That's a very fun TV show way to do that.
I liked that. All right. So in the beginning, it's Busy Phillips. What is her character's name in the show? I keep forgetting. I think it starts with an A because she had an A necklace on.
It's not Allie, is it? No.
I don't think so. I don't know. It's her, Jen, and Joey.
Abby? Is it Abby? No.
Maybe. No.
That was the one that died.
That's weird. We should know, but we'll figure it out.
I gotta look it up now because
it's
why don't we know
in our
this?
notes from last time.
I probably wrote it down
for the opening season.
Dang, this is not okay.
We've had a day. Okay. Well, anyway,
Busy.
The three of them are at dinner. Well, you look that up. And they're kind of having like a girls' dinner, and they have a 9.5 weeks reference.
Audrey.
Okay.
We even talked about that. Okay, it's fine.
It's fine. She's always busy to me.
I know.
Like when I see her, I'm like, that's who that is. But anyway, so they're having this sort of like girls' night. And then Joey gets up to go to the bathroom, and she's like, when I get back, this episode of Sex and the City better be over.
But how funny when Jen answers her little cell phone and they're like, is that a booty call? I'm like, remember booty call?
Yes. And Jen's like, maybe, or kind of. And then when Joey walks away, they say, okay, Charlotte. And I was like, but yeah, that's so true. I loved that. That was funny with the booty call from, I can't think of his name in the show either. Just Chad Michael. Chad Michael.
Booty calls made me laugh because I was like, oh my gosh, I remember the days of those. Not exactly, it would never be that exactly laid out, but it's like, what are you doing? Okay.
Yeah. Especially after a night out.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
late, it'd be like, hey, I'm going to stop by.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Are you home yet?
Exactly.
Oh my God. Hilarious. And Jen's hair. Okay. Why is it always so good?
I know.
Her hair is so good.
It looks so good.
She's one of those people. She's so lucky because it can be any length, any texture. Because right now she's wearing it really short and straight. Mm-hmm. Current day. It's so cute. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it? It's a little bob
lately, yeah.
But then she has it long and wavy, and it's so cute. It's like timeless. When she had it super short, cute.
So cute.
Hello?
I loved it. I know. Her hair's really good.
She has good hair.
Really good right now. So I said, I realize it's a plot point that you have to have, but Dawson quitting school so quickly.
I know.
Was really rubbing me the wrong way.
Did you not understand what his parents were saying too? I totally was on their side. I was totally on their side. Like his mom's like, you're going to make new friends. And his dad's like, you got to give this a chance. Like you've only been he was only there for the summer.
Right. And he's like, I've seen enough. And I totally understood what the parents were saying. Like, this is your dream and like an opportunity that most people aren't going to get to realize this dream. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have the same level of opportunities in Boston or really anywhere else.
Yeah.
So like, don't quit yet.
Right.
Give it more time.
Right. Also, hooray, they fixed Gail's hair this season.
Oh, her hair's so cute.
It's so much better. So much better.
Like, I like Gail's look this season. The hair. And then I noticed like she looks older, like in her face, but like
she has a kid in college.
Yeah. Like in a good way.
Well, I'm telling you, and I say this so many times, I feel like media nowadays, people who are our age do not, you just expect them to not look their age.
Right.
In media. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, even in regular life, we're expected to look like we're 25 when we're 45. Like that's insane. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in the 90s, like people who were supposed to be in their 40s look like they're in their 40s. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
And she's cute. Like she's not dowdy.
No, but she looks like her age.
Yeah.
And Mitch too. He's really good looking, but he doesn't look super young. He looks
He looks age. Like he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
Can we just go back to that? Like, can we just look lived in? Like, here's the thing. You can still look lived in and look good.
Agree. So I just thought of something funny.
Oh, what?
That relates
I was like, I'm saying that. She's laughing at me. What?
No, that's why.
Oh, no.
God bless husbands.
She's
sometimes.
trying to figure out how to say this, and it's really fun to watch.
God
okay.
Bless. So I was watching some clips from a rehearsal of mine, not the ones I sent you recently, but from a couple weeks ago. And I was watching it and I was doing it. And I was like, man, you know how we are.
We're so mean to ourselves.
I sound good, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I look kind of like big. That's not my actual, fine.
I know.
I'm just
that's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah.
So you would expect the person to just be like, no, you don't. Or be like, oh, you're fine. He's like, and I was like, oh, like I just look kind of like boring and kind of dowdy, whatever. And he's like, well, you're not supposed to look good, right?
Well, I was about to ask that.
And I was like, well, no. So you're saying I don't? And he was like, no, I'm just saying like, you're not supposed to look like this polished, glamorous, whatever.
You're supposed to look like
but
a
mom,
But it was
just the way
right?
He said, he goes, you're not supposed to look good, right? And I was like,
well, no,
so
but
you're saying I don't look good, right?
There's no win for him in
no,
this.
There's no win for him.
There's no win.
And I was like, well, no. And to that point, like I was like, oh, I should get my nails done. And I'm like, no, because this woman's a hot mess.
And you know what?
I'm going to paint my own nails.
I don't think you should wear lashes. I meant to tell you that.
I was going to tell you that. I'm not going to.
After I was watching some of the clips you sent, I was like, you don't need to wear lashes. That's going to throw it.
It is. And because we're performing it up close.
That's why.
If I was on a farther stage.
Yes.
But they'll be obvious. And it's like this woman can't even like make a meal, but she can wear
fake lashes
and get her nails done. So I'm just gonna paint my own nails. But
do you need them painted?
Probably not. I
was
might
gonna say I
might not. We'll see.
I don't know the show. I mean, I know enough about it to know that lashes
are not functioning well.
Right.
Let's put it that way. So anyway, we'll see. But anyway, I just thought that was really funny. He's like, well, you're supposed to look like that. Not good or whatever.
Well, I think what he probably meant was
don't stress it.
Yeah. You don't need to be so worried about looking 100% put together.
Right.
Because you're not supposed to be put together.
Correct.
Right.
And I'm supposed to be the mom in the show.
You're supposed to look your age.
I'm not supposed to look like the teenagers in the show or the young adults.
You're supposed to look your age.
To be this age. Yeah.
Right. It's just hard because we're so conditioned.
Yeah.
We are so conditioned to think we have to look younger.
Right.
And we are put in situations as performers a lot of times. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what, as somebody who is short, I do, just for that matter alone, I'm short and I can pass for younger easier than somebody who's tall. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, that's just the way it is because of my height. But when I'm in a situation with somebody who is extremely younger than me, it is stressful because then you worry about it even more.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I had
like the side by side.
Dancing with a 16-year-old or 17, whatever. 16, 17 is the same thing to me.
Yeah.
I am 46.
Yeah.
Like you cannot hide that age gap.
Right.
I don't give a Listen. I felt so, and I apologized to that poor child. I was like, I am so sorry
that they did this to you, young man.
But anyway, we're just so conditioned.
Yeah. Yeah. And then in like later clips I've watched, which still I'm not in like the full whatever I'll wear or whatever, but I'm just like me in my rehearsal clothes or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
Like that's
what you're supposed to do.
It really doesn't matter.
And listen,
what I look like. I don't need to make it look bad or good.
But
I just
you
kind of need
like,
to just show up and be in character.
Also enjoy that. Because as a performer, we don't get that much.
Right.
We're like, you don't have to worry about the lashes and the nails and the wig and the trying to look younger.
And I'm not going to wear my own clothes because I don't want to wear I don't want to be me at all.
But
true. I'm going to be wearing clothes that are similar to clothes that I would wear.
That's smart.
Doesn't make sense. Like I'm not going to wear my real wedding ring. I have a fake wedding ring.
Oh yeah. Well, you want the separation
because I'm trying to separate.
Yeah.
But essentially, I'm just dressing modernly like I normally do. So it's going to be interesting.
I think, yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be like, oh, just enjoy that because it's a heavy role. So it's like a different enjoyment.
But focus on the role and don't worry about that other stuff.
And that's what a relief as an actor.
Yeah.
What a relief to not have to. I think about that with movie stars a lot. For instance, like Amy Adams, when she was in that movie I was telling you about a long time ago, Night Bitch.
Yeah.
She was supposed to look like a young mom who was a mess. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have, and I think she had just had a baby herself. She didn't have to worry about oh, I got to fit in a size 2 like I
Right.
quote unquote normally do.
Right.
I don't have to get my roots done. I don't have to make sure my conceal, like you can just focus on the role.
Right.
Which is for a woman performer
our age,
who is our age. What a nice thing to not have to have that piece.
100%.
So that I think, and especially for a role that heavy, to
not worry about those things also on top of everything, and the heaviness of the role, but also the weight of the role in learning.
Oh yeah, the music. Y'all, you sent me those clips. That fucking music is hard.
It's very hard. Very hard. So to be able to like execute the way it's supposed to sound, but also deal with the emotions. I will say too, it helps. And I don't know how you could ever do this particular show. We're doing Next to Normal, by the way, which you might have figured out or already knew because you know us, but you have to have a safe cast.
Oh yeah.
It's only 6 people. But if even, I've realized, because our cast is amazing and we have that.
Yeah.
If even one person is not that,
you
can't do this show.
But y'all were aware of that from the beginning. Like, because y'all knew you had to have people that you knew in some capacity. One of the two of you.
Yes.
Ashley, like the director. Or you.
Right.
Y'all had to have people you were familiar with in some way.
So that we know we're not getting something, no matter how talented you are.
Because there's no space for that. There's no space for that.
Right.
Because you're right. It would not work.
It would not. But anyway.
Okay.
All right. Moving on.
What are we talking about? Jen's hair.
Oh, Jen's hair. I said there's that little segment where Dawson's like comes home to his parents' surprise, which we kind of already talked about. But when he's standing outside before he goes in and it's all dreamy and whimsical, I was like, how long has this child been gone?
I know. He was only gone for a few months.
But then I was like, I get it. I mean, even that first time you come home after a little bit of time might feel
it's weird.
That way.
I remember when Caden came home for Thanksgiving, he hadn't been home since August. Like he left in August. And I think it was very weird for him at first.
I would imagine, I don't remember how I felt, but I would imagine it's depending what kind of home you come from, but it's comforting, but also, a little like
disorienting.
Off. Yeah.
But, wait, before we get on that, let's talk about Jack and the fraternity thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm laughing. I wrote down, that is not how accepting a bid works. Because they're like at a giant party and like just one person gets a bid. That's not how it works.
And then they all go cheer.
And then they're like lifting him up. I'm like, that's incorrect. I don't know who their consult was, but obviously they've never been in a fraternity. Yeah. And then it made me think about, where all the guys were like, oh, we know everything about you, Jack. Like, we know you played golf at the Capeside. And I'm like, he's like, how do y'all know this? And I'm like, oh my God, I remember during Rush finding out things about all the girls. We had this book with like pictures, and this was before social media.
That would have been hard to do.
So you had to find out from people that like, I remember going through books and being, and maybe I'm not supposed, well, this isn't how things work anymore anyway, because this was the 90s and now everything has changed. This is probably illegal to do, but I remember looking through the books and being like, oh, she went to this high school. Okay. Does anybody know anybody from that hometown? Oh, you're from there. You need to call this and that. And we would find out things about these girls. I don't know if your sorority did it this way.
I don't think so. No, we were pretty sorority light.
What does that mean?
Like I talked about the last time.
It wasn't immersive.
Non-immersive. No, I think if they liked us, we were in. That was it.
Oh, okay. It wasn't very like competitive.
No. Okay. I mean, Rush was like a big deal, but I think you kind of already knew where you sort of wanted to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember, I was just thinking about like how finding out, and we would, okay. So obviously I think these books, maybe we weren't supposed to do this. All the sororities did it. And like, y'all, we would have these binders with all the girls going through Rush. Women. It was like, cause you fill out every sorority. We had 5. So not that many. Everybody got the same application with a picture. And so everybody would get photocopies every house. And then we would have a book and we would sit there. And before Rush started, like the night before the girls came, a picture would pop up. We would have a slideshow, picture would pop up and be like, anybody know? And we would go fast because if it was somebody I knew from my hometown, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know her. And we had codes for how we would talk about stuff.
Oh my God.
All this was coming back to me as I was watching this.
Oh my gosh.
If there was somebody who got around a bit, or word on the street was, we would have to say QR, which meant questionable reputation.
Oh,
I know. How terrible is this?
Audrey, Joey's
literally. I mean, to be fair, that could have been said about me when I went through Rush. But there was also like golden rules. Like if you were a legacy or if you had friends in the room, you would have to get up and leave. Like if I knew, like it was like my best friend's sister or something, I'd have to leave because that's not fair. It's like biased or whatever. And they didn't want you to hear something. You would have to be put in a weird situation.
I get that.
You know, and we would have siblings that would come through. And so they'd have to leave. Or people would, if they were uncomfortable, being like, I'm going to just go. And then they'd come back in.
Okay.
But yeah, QR was one. Obviously, like for us, grades were really important and being involved in stuff was really important. So we make sure but anyway, I was like, how did we do this shit before social media? Because now
it'd be almost easy to do all that stuff. Like super easy, couple clicks, pop it up there. You could still be like, does anyone know this person? And all of that. But
still, like, you know,
that's wild.
Right?
Yeah. So that's interesting. So you said the thing about the consult for who's consulting on fraternity stuff, but that seems like something only a person who'd rushed a fraternity would know. Like in the episode writing.
Oh, well, yeah.
But then how they accepted the pledge was weird.
Maybe they just had to do that for episode.
Right, because how else would you?
Yeah,
Because then he does his later. Yeah. I love how the one guy, all the nicknames crack me up. Polar Bear.
Oh, yeah, because everybody had like...
I love that. He's like, when Jack eventually accepts, he's like, Polar Bear. And they like give a hug. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. I love it. Okay, so there's a part where Mitch is talking to Gail after he's already told Dawson. And he says, and I wrote this down before even the rest of the episode even happened. He says, I'm a family man.
I know.
And I just thought that was so sweet. And I appreciated it.
Yeah.
Because that's for men and women or people of all genders to be like, you know, my main thing in my life is my family.
Right.
And I'm good at it.
Especially I think it was really important to have a man say that in that time frame. Because women have been thrown upon them that should be our, you know, goal in life since the dawn of time by a lot of different things. But I think for a man to say
and to be like proud of it, like that's what I'm good at. Yeah. And I was like, wow, I really like that.
And I think that's good. And I mean, I know people, men and women, who are that way, like that. I have a friend, she was like, I've always wanted to be a mom and that's it. Like, but she went to college and got her education, but she's like, I mean, I worked because to support myself and like, whatever. But she was like, I knew if I ever had the opportunity when I had a partner one day to be a stay-at-home parent, that's what I wanted to do. And she that was her kind of like Mitch, like she is like a family person and that is her ambition and goals. And I think that, you know, that should be respected just as much as somebody else who
isn't that way.
Right.
I agree.
And I think it's okay if you're not also like.
Exactly.
100%.
As long as like the people in both camps are respectful of the other people.
Exactly.
And you don't think they also
There's no one right way.
Right. And there's not only those two options either. There's
that's
all
what I mean.
Of worlds of things.
Like you don't have to, like my kids are not my entire life. You know, I mean, obviously they're important. I take care of them and, you know, parent. And I mean, I think you can say the same thing. They're not your entire life. But if they were, that's okay.
Of course.
And there was a season of my life where they had to be.
Yeah.
You know, and that, you know, is what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I like that scene.
Can we talk about another scene that's funny?
Yeah.
We talked about Jen's hair. Let's talk about her and her little hookup guy.
Yes.
I wrote down, I miss the days of being able to wake up and look decent for a whole day.
Right. That.
Listen.
Oh my God.
That ship has sailed. But there was a time in my life I could fall asleep like she did at a hookup and wake up and still look good. No, ma'am.
Nope, not now.
No, girl.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And it's not even that she looked like glamorous or anything. She just looked like fresh faced.
She had her nasty clothes that she had on the table.
But she looked great.
And she's walking around, sitting in that nasty dorm room. Like, you know, okay. And I was also dying because they're like 24 hours, no sex. And I'm like, do you remember when that was a hard thing?
Yeah. Like now it's like 24 times 10 times 20 times 100. Like
it's like, but then I was thinking, you know, it's because when you're in that new relationship and you're young, those two factors, a new relationship and you're young, all those things are firing.
Yep.
And it is hard to go a whole day. And I'm like sitting there, I was laughing out loud. I was like, somebody give me that bet. I will win.
Yeah. like done. I'll put on my little sleep mask. See you in 24 hours. Nobody touched me.
Barrier.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know that's actually a great point. I love too. I'm really loving Graham's arc in this season. I
know.
How yes, we're used to her being there for Jen. But now like she has this great talk with Jack. And Jack's like, well, Toby says. And she's like, well, is that Toby? Or well, we hate Toby anyway.
He's not even around and we don't like him.
I get the vibe that Graham's also does not like Toby all that much. But and then later in the other episode, you know, like she's kind of popping in and being there for lots of characters.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I do too.
I think that's fun.
Also, back to Mitch, I wrote that he's not wrong with all the advice he gave Dawson, especially when he said, seize this opportunity.
And he said, it won't be here long.
Right.
Or something.
And I also loved, I started crying when he was talking to Dawson before he left. And he said, I'm disappointed in you, but never forget for a second that I love you.
Yeah.
I tell my kids that, not exactly this, but all the time, like I am like, I can be so mad at you, but I will always love you.
Of course.
I will love you and I can be mad at you and disappointed in what you're doing. But I always say what I do say, which is probably not exactly right, but I'll be like, I love you, but I don't like you very much right now. If they've done something, you know, whatever. Yeah. But I do love you first, but I don't like you very much right now because of this or that. You're being mean or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's important that the kids need to know, okay, you can still be disappointed in me, but you're always here. Like he made it a point, like I'm still here. I'm still caring about you. But yes, I am disappointed with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote that down too, just when he said, I'm disappointed. And I was like, oh. I said, Jen, good job stopping sex with no condom.
I like that they had that too.
They both did.
Yes.
They were both like, oh, shoot. Well, now we can't. And
Thank you for showing that.
There you go.
Yeah.
And now we have to break into a building and
also,
get it there.
Maybe not do that.
But the first part of that.
But the first part.
Is right on. It's right on.
I mean, also I put Pacey on a boat is good stuff. Also, hello, Pacey on a boat. And then he had the show recently on a boat.
It's something about Joshua Jackson on a
boat is good. It's
works.
Good things. And then I loved him and Joey chatting. It was just the best.
That whole part, I said,
I loved it.
The scene on the boat with them, so good.
I just loved it.
It was so cute. It was so cute. I liked how Jen called her little hookup buddy a vain dork.
I know.
Because he's talking about his glasses. He's like, oh, look like a dork. She's like, you are a dork. You're a vain dork.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
But also how stupid. I used to do the same thing.
I'm not wearing my glasses right now.
Well, you're a vain dork.
I am a vain dork.
I have contacts in. But I need readers. I got to get progressives. That's next.
We got to do it.
Are we to the end yet?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Then
okay,
I won't say it
before
yet.
that. When Jen says to the hookup, there's no right or wrong, just consequences. Or wait, it was Joey. It was Joey talking to Dawson when he's at her dorm.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, why am I not doing the right thing? And she's like, there's no wrong or right, just consequences. I thought that was really good. Okay, now we're to the end.
Well, obviously y'all know we have spoilers because hello, this show's 20 years old or however old it is.
So get ready.
I completely forgot about I knew Mitch died, but I thought it was later. Like I completely forgot it. The second I saw him in that car, I was like, oh no, like I knew what was coming. I was like, I totally forgot about this. And now it's here. And he's eating the ice cream, which is just the cutest thing. And
singing to the radio.
As soon as he dropped it, you knew.
Yeah. Oh, I knew when he was alone on a road driving in the dark. I was like, this man's about to die. And then the ice cream, which I shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny.
But they did that. I get why they did that.
Yeah. And he's very like, it's showing just how happy and go lucky he is, even being disappointed in Dawson. Like, he's going home from the grocery to like meet up with his wife and baby,
eating his little ice cream. Like, he's not drinking and driving. He's eating ice cream and driving. And it's like, but also I like the little PSA of distracted driving.
Yep.
Ooh, are you a distracted driver?
Not anymore.
Oh, I've had to work
really hard at it. Like, I will like just put my phone not near me. And then I also just like whatever I'm listening to, I listen to. Like, I've tried to fight back against it, partly too because I'm getting older and my reflexes are slower.
Same.
So I need to be like,
yeah. Well, and
focused.
that's again my focus word for the new year. That's one of my things I've got to be better about. Like, I'm not scrolling while I'm driving or anything, but red lights. I'm really bad at red lights. Yeah, checking my phone at a red light, and that's still distracted driving.
Right, because then you got to get back in.
Right.
And
stuff can happen at red lights. I've seen people get rear-ended. I've seen cars come out of nowhere. So like, I need to just put the phone in the back seat and leave it. Anyway,
that's good PSA.
Okay,
so Mitch has died. Now, next episode.
So we're on episode 4. FYI, I cried from the. To be fair, I watched this the day after Christmas. My emotions were already in a place. Here's the summary. It's called The Long Goodbye. As Dawson takes on the responsibility of holding the family together following his dad's death, his friends all look for ways they can help ease the pain. Woo, there was so much. I mean, and I'm going to not cry right now because I did so much crying this holiday. I don't want to do it anymore. So we're just not going to.
Plow on through.
The first few minutes are sad instantly. I mean, you are sad this whole episode.
And I was thinking about what we've talked about before, where originally when you watched this, you would have had to wait a week or maybe 2 or maybe longer.
So you don't know.
And I liked the reveal because all you see is Mitch get in the accident. So you don't know. So then immediately intro to this one, there's a sign on their restaurant, closed, death in the family. So I was like, okay, that answers viewers' questions immediately.
Right, immediately.
Yeah.
What got me the most this whole episode was the Mitch memories.
Yep. And so many people had them.
Every person had one. Joey, Pacey,
Jen.
Yeah, they all. And I loved them. I love how they did that because it showed how he touched everybody's life. But that was so hard to watch.
It was.
Oh, God.
That was.
I said, oh no, I watched it 2 days after Christmas. My bad. I said this episode gave me a very therapeutic sob the entire time cry. But it felt good to me because I was in a very weird state of meh is what I called it. This whole holiday season, because I had a lot happening. It was the first Christmas without my mom, first Christmas with no living parents, which is very weird. And I'm sure other people out there have been through that, some sooner in their lives than you expect. And also, like, my stepdad is dating already, and that's a whole other story, and I'm not going to get into his business, but that's a whole weird dynamic. So, and you know, we didn't have family at Christmas, and I'm actually really glad, and I think we may just have no family at Christmas or New Year's here on out for a while, just because it was really a needed reset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Even we just I didn't have to do anything I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Which all 4 of us, which was great. Like, Kaden could have Amelia over on Christmas night and hang out, and it was great.
And it wasn't like, oh, come hang with your grandma or your aunt or whatever.
It was
it was like,
it was nice for everyone.
Do your thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote this, and then I'll stop talking for a few minutes. Okay, so I've lost both my parents. Troy's lost one, and I was at Troy's dad's funeral, and I don't like funerals. I don't like the ritual of funerals. I don't like them. They're just sad.
Right.
And I don't feel like what I like when people pass is like the Irish traditions of like getting together at a pub, and they call it something where you just talk about funny memories, but there's no body there. There's no cast. Like, what do they call those? It's kind of like a wake, but that's not what they call them.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I hate funerals. I mean, there's not like anybody loves funerals.
No.
But the whole pomp and circumstance of it all, I don't get it. I don't understand why we do it.
I mean, I'm with you. I would rather have it be a celebration of a person, but I'm guessing it's maybe like a respectful thing. Like, let's take the time
me, it's just like it's a prolonged
respect the life that happened. I don't know.
But I feel like you can do that without all the other stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And they're expensive.
And then you have all the worst part of death for like when you have family member or loved one, let me just say loved ones die. Everybody reacts to loss different. The worst is the repeated conversations you have to have when people are like, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Right.
Okay, great.
Which they did a good job
and then
in this episode.
They did. They addressed that. And like Jen was like, I don't know what to say. And then it's like, and then like they did a good job showing Dawson being like, I'm numb. I get that because he had to be.
Yeah.
I kind of had that when I was a kid just because everybody around me was like losing their shit. And I was like, just kind of just numbed it down because there wasn't space for me. And he was kind of in that where he was taking care of his mom and his baby sister. He had to kind of hold it together until he couldn't anymore. Because it will eventually happen. Maybe not that fast because it was not too soon after.
Right.
But anyway, I'll go into more.
I just said everyone's saying boneheaded things to Dawson.
Yeah.
Like, but people had good intentions. It's just, it was like, even when Joey's like, oh, is that what you're wearing? It's so nice. He's like, this is for my dad to wear in the casket. And she felt terrible and she didn't do anything wrong. No. But I think there's two sides to that. There's the person grieving who has to, like you said, have those repeated conversations and put on some sort of mask or not.
Yeah.
And then there's everybody else who's like, I want to help, but I don't know what to do. And now I've said the wrong thing. And, and all around, it's just awful.
I think the best thing to say to somebody grieving is, what can I do to help you? Instead of just being like, I'm going to bring, and if they say, I don't know, leave it at that. They'll eventually know.
Yeah.
Or say, like, if your act of service is making food, because I know a lot of people who are that way.
Yeah.
Say to them, I want to bring you dinner. When can I do that?
Yeah.
Instead of saying, let me know when I can help you. That's not helpful.
Right. They're not going to let you know.
No. Like, tell me, I would like to bring you dinner. Can I bring it Monday or Tuesday? Like, narrow it down as specific as you can, or just give them a fucking gift card.
And then
don't think that's impersonal, because it is not. Because sometimes you are so overwhelmed, like even just putting a lasagna in the oven to heat up is too much.
Sure.
Having that fucking DoorDash gift card can be a lifesaver.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Even with my parents on their birthdays or holidays or their anniversary, I send them food usually because my dad can't really take my mom out to dinner anymore. And then
they don't need
silly,
stuff.
And there's two of them. So it's like silly to even get carry out. They just make food at home. But they like it. And I will say, I will give them a date and time, and obviously they can change it if that's not going to work. But I'll be like, tomorrow at 5:00, I'm going to have food delivered. Tell me exactly what you want and from where.
See, that's great.
And every time my dad, he'll tell me because, so one or two of the times I just added in like a dessert or something too. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Cause at the end it's like, do you want to
add a cookie or whatever?
And this last time he was like, no dessert needed. We don't eat it. And I was like, okay, but that's
because
an example.
Because for you, it'd be like, oh, a nice treat, but they don't want it.
They're not going to eat it.
Yeah.
They might maybe give it to my brother who stops by, but he was like, don't even worry about that. Yeah. Like, this is what we'll eat. And so that's a good example. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I really liked how Grams did not get religious.
I know. Well, and she said, God and I are not on speaking terms this past week.
Yeah.
I like that too, because even when you are a devout religious person, you get pissed.
Yep. Because even Dawson's like, that's it? Aren't you going to tell me how God moves in mysterious ways?
And never say that to somebody. Oh my God, I hate that.
Nope. I'm not going to say that because that's not helpful or kind or
true.
Or true. And I said, this friend of Dawson's mom, oof. When he has his little meltdown, I thought that was done well because she's like, hello, how are you dealing with your grief? Blah, blah, blah. The phone's ringing and there's people everywhere. And so then Dawson just like twice he has to say to her, I don't mean to be rude, but
I know.
Look, somebody's saying that to you. They don't want to talk to you.
Well, and the answer machine where they hear his voice.
And that's the moment.
And I remember this happening to me a few years back. I think I've talked about it on here before. My dad died when I was 11. I am 46, and this was a few years ago. So it had been 30 plus years since I heard my dad's voice. Plus, I already don't remember a lot about my dad anyway. And we were actually at my mom and stepdad's house for Thanksgiving with my sister and her wife and my stepbrother and his family, which this never happens. Like, we are not a family that gets together. And they found all these videotapes that my dad was on, and hearing his voice for the first time in 30 plus years was jarring. And I can remember my sister and I like looking at each other, and because I always ask her stuff because she's 7 years older than me. So she was 18 when my dad died. She obviously remembers a lot more, and she spent a lot more time with him one-on-one than I did. And I was like, do you remember him sounding like that? And she's like, no. And like, he was from the mountains of North Carolina, and he had such a strong country accent even still. I was like he hadn't lived there in a long time. And I said, I don't remember him having such a strong accent. And she's like, yeah, I guess I didn't either. It's weird how but then hearing his voice it was like, for both of us in different ways, brought back things like instantly. So even though Dawson's dad had only been dead a few days, hearing their like sound is such like sound and sight and all the senses.
Sound is so humanizing.
It is.
You can look at a flat picture.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you've looked at many of your dad or whatever over the years. And yes, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what they look like. And there's like something that happens to you sensory in that level. But then the voice of a person is, I think, more than the way they look,
is jarring,
is more who they are.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, super jarring.
And like, I remember too, this was so wild because there's all these different video clips of different things. Like, he had like one of those old video, this 1990s like video cameras. And he was at a family reunion, and he started speaking in Spanish, like fluent Spanish. I like literally. And I was like, he spoke like Spanish? And my mom was like, yeah, he spoke like 4 languages. He spoke Russian.
Oh my God.
Like, I was like, what? Like, and my sister was like, yeah. She's like, I'm trying to remember. He spoke German, I think. And I was like, my dad was very smart, obviously. But like, those are very like,
and different from each other. Like, Russian is different from Spanish.
And I'm
different
like,
from
why?
German. Yeah.
Like,
that's wild.
But it was just that was super jarring, because like, you could know somebody speaks different, but he was like fluently speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
And I remember later I was watching it, and because I got it on like I got some of the videos on like a zip drive or whatever. So I recorded some of it because I wanted to know what he was saying, and I sent it to my friend who's Peruvian, and I was like, can you tell me some of what he's saying? And she was like, oh yeah, he's talking about a mission trip that he went to in Belize and the houses they built and like all the stuff. And I was like, really? Like, I was like, okay.
Aw.
Anyway,
I love it.
Anyway, what else do you have?
Okay, let's see. Oh, I just think it's like so relatable how Dawson's kind of blaming himself for his dad's death. And Joey says all the right things.
She does. And I think too, like, I wrote down also the way Joey explains like the weird journey of grief, how it hits you. It's so true. I mean, that happened to me at the weirdest times all this holiday season. Salt and pepper shakers was like the one that really stuck out to me. I could not stop crying about these fucking stupid tchotchke salt and pepper shakers. But that's like she was saying, it hits you out of nowhere. You'll be fine. And then all of a sudden, which is why the question, how are you doing, is so annoying. My stepdad asked me that on Christmas Day and said, well, how are you doing with your mom being your first Christmas without your mama? I said, I was already like on edge. And he said that. And I said, well, how do you think I'm doing? I'm doing shitty. Like, please don't ask me that.
The question.
That's not what you need to ask me, is how are you navigating all the emotions?
Or just
I'm thinking of you.
I know that it's hard.
Correct.
I'm thinking of you.
Yeah.
Or
I hope you're doing okay. That's fine too. I will take that.
Too.
But please don't ask me, how are you doing?
Because then you have to answer.
Because then
it's not going to be good.
Especially from him.
Well, yeah.
I was so irritated, and he does not listen to this. But if he did, I don't care, because I said I told him.
You told him to his face.
I said, how do you think I'm doing? I'm doing shitty.
Yeah. Like, tell him, girl.
Like,
tell him.
I'm doing shitty. And he was like, oh, okay. There ain't nothing to say because what do you say when somebody says I'm doing shitty?
You can't talk
well,
him
I'm
out
doing
of it.
shitty.
Yeah.
And no matter what you say, I'm still going to feel shitty because that's just what you have to do when you're grieving.
Yeah.
It feels shitty. It doesn't feel good to grieve.
No.
But I mean, you have to go through it, but it's not a good
feeling. Yeah.
No, it's shitty and it doesn't feel right. And like, you don't feel right and everything feels weird. And don't ask them, please, for the love, don't ask anybody how you're doing. Say something else. Just say, I love you. You can just leave it at that.
I know it's hard. I love you.
Yeah, I know it's hard. I love you, period.
Dot.
I'll talk to you in a month.
I'll check in on
I mean, I'm really...
I also thought, back to Graham's arc, I thought it was really sweet that she offered to stay and help Gail.
I know.
But I also understand why Gail didn't want that, because she knew, like, she even said, we have to rebuild this, but I thought that was really sweet of her to offer.
And sometimes just getting back into what feels normal is how you cope. Like, I remember when my dad died, I mean, I was 11, I was in middle school, and he died. I don't know what day of the week it was, but I missed like a couple of days of school. But then I was back at school on Monday because I wanted that normalcy. And I remember the school telling my mom, like, she's excused, like like when you have a death in the family, because back then they counted how many absences you had. That counts as obviously an excused absence for as much as you need. And all my teachers were like, but my mom was like, she wants to go back. And I was in therapy at the time. And my mom was like, should I let her go back? And the therapist was like, yeah, if that's what she needs.
Yeah.
To have. And I can even remember that, just wanting some sense of like something that felt normal, quote unquote normal for me. And that's what I wanted to do.
Going through the motions.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
That.
But like having the space to not be 100%. So like your teacher's understanding.
Right.
She is here, but if she's having an off day or something, then we're going to give her some space or some grace on her assignments or whatever it may be. But like letting you be there just as normal routine. Yeah.
And I mean, I've never been, even as a small kid, I've never been one of those people. I don't like to just sit and stew. My mom had all her, like when she was divorced, she had all her divorcee friends. I would be like, y'all are just always sitting around moping and hoping. That's what I used to say.
Moping and hoping.
I'm not that kind of person. I don't like to have
not either.
I know. I don't like to have pity parties for myself. I don't like to just rot in bed all day. Like I just have to, part of how I think that's why exercise is a coping thing for me, because I have to move to get through things.
And it feels good. It really, like, physically.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't.
You know what I mean? True. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just, I have movement and some kind of routine helps me to just get all the tangled up here out.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I've had to kind of, through therapy and stuff, sort of, now both of my parents are living, and my grandparents, I was an adult before they passed. I haven't had anyone super close to me pass away, with the exception of a friend who passed away from melanoma when she was 32.
Oh, so young.
Not great.
So young.
But I tend to like move on too fast sometimes. I'm not talking about grieving a death, because I don't have that comparison point, but I'm always like well, that's okay. Let's move on. So I've had to find the balance there, where not to wallow necessarily, but to avoid that urge to just kind of
stuff it away,
keep moving. You'll feel better if you don't deal with it, kind of thing. So definitely finding like both. But to your point with Gail saying that, I think that makes sense. And she's smart, because she's like, yes, if I need the help, I'll reach out.
Right.
But also this is my
life now.
So I have to get living this life.
Well, and sometimes you don't want people around while you're grieving.
That too.
Right.
It depends who it is, and it depends how you're grieving, because if you feel like you have to put on a mask for the sake of that person, then that's not helpful. But if they are actually helping you, and I mean, I felt that way after I had my babies. Like my older kids, my mom was there to help, and she was a help. I could be tired. I could be cranky. I could be like, please help me. And she would, and it was helpful. But like you know, if people are like, we're going to come over and hang out with you and the baby for 3 or 4 hours or whatever, that felt like more of a burden on me.
That was a burden. Yeah.
Right.
That's an obligation you had to like.
So it depends like on the situation, I guess.
Yeah. My mom, well, I mean, I navigated a lot of baby stuff alone just because of where we were. Mm-hmm. But my mom did help because I was in a horrible mental state. I had awful postpartum depression with my oldest, which I didn't know what it was for a while, and then Troy deployed and she came to help, but it was actually a hindrance to me to have her there because we had a lot of toxic situations between the two of us, and she was not in a healthy mental state herself. Mm-hmm. So, and she wouldn't leave. So after I had that experience for a few months, I was like, I don't care what happens. My next baby, she is not coming. Mm-hmm. And then, well, she didn't even meet Cooper until he was almost 2 because she was in a spiral of not leaving the house. So that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and, well, even like with my first, because I was doing it on my own.
Yeah.
My baby was 3 weeks early, so my mom wasn't planning to come for a month because she was going to come the week after my due date. So her and my dad drove down for a weekend. So I saw them for like 2 days. Yeah. And then I was by myself. And then she still came back the month later and stayed for like a week. But that was kind of it. But it was good because it was just enough to feel like supported, but also in my own head go, yes, but this is my life. What I need to figure out. Yeah. And this is what I need to navigate. And my mom won't be here.
Right.
And
right.
her dad's not involved. And I don't have other family. Mm-hmm. And I have a job.
Right.
Like, this is all stuff
you gotta
I have
figure
to
out
do,
daycare and all the things. And
so it's tricky. It's hard.
It's a tricky time.
Okay. So then Dawson and Pacey's scene on the highway where Pacey takes him out to you didn't like it?
I didn't love that. Because I think bringing somebody to the scene where your dad just died is not fair just to prove. I get what he was doing, but that could have really gone badly. Mm-hmm. So.
Not to mention you're on the side of a cliff or something. Like, hello?
I just don't, I didn't, as somebody who has lost 2 parents, and one in a very tragic way. Mm-hmm. I mean, death is tragic no matter what.
Right, but I know
you know what I mean. If somebody would have done that to me like that, no. And you know what the weird thing was? Did I tell you I don't like this connection. The hospital where my dad died, because my dad committed suicide. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but whatever. That's how I say it. And that's the way it's going to be. There's all these ways you're supposed to say. That's what happened. He did it in a hospital, and there was a lawsuit not too long after he passed away because other people had also been neglected in that hospital and died the same way. And there was like what do you call it when it's like a bunch of people?
Class action.
Yeah. So that's how I paid for college. Rightly so. Anyway, that psychiatric hospital closed when my sister and I went to my hometown and we're staying in a hotel for when my mom was passing away this summer. There was a hospital right next door that I would go walk in the parking lot and stuff. That it was now not a psychiatric hospital anymore. That was the hospital where my dad died.
Oh, wow.
And we did not even think about it. And then my sister was like, oh, look, that's where dad died. I was like, oh my God.
So they died like across the street from each other?
It was like close to where we were.
Wow.
No. My mom was in a different hospital, but where we were, the hotel we were staying at.
Hotel. Got it.
I may have worded that weird. The hotel we were staying at. And I was like, we picked this really well.
Of all
the fucking hotels. Well, we were trying to pick one that was close to the hospital.
Makes sense.
Because we weren't sure how long the whole thing was going to take and if we needed to pop over before. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, no, you want to be close. That's wild.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's a shitty. And we kind of just trauma laughed about it because that's just what
you do.
But okay, the end of what did you think about that Pacey situation?
I mean, I kind of liked it, like you said, because of what he was trying to do. Maybe it would have been better if he didn't take him there and he just told him.
Well, but also, like, here's the thing, even if you factually know that, you can't help if you emotionally feel like
Totally. And the bottom line is that his last conversation with his dad, his dad did say, I'm disappointed in you, also said, I love you, and was very loving in the delivery. But like that death is finite. Like you will never change that last conversation.
Right.
No matter what. I get what Pacey was trying to do though. I don't know. I guess I can see how maybe that wasn't the best choice.
No.
Yeah. Like you said, trying to bring logic into such an emotional situation.
Yeah,
is
it's
not
just,
it.
you can't.
Let's see what else I have. Then, when Gail breaks down and Dawson breaks down at the end, they actually had a good song playing. James Taylor, Fire and Rain.
James ending that episode with that song sent me over the edge.
That was...
I had to... Okay, so I watched this 2 days after Christmas. Troy was upstairs. Kaden Kaden wasn't there. Cooper had gone to bed early because he went to the movies and ate too much popcorn and his stomach hurt.
Aww.
Totally my kid. And so I'm sitting there in my living room alone. I had a glass of wine and I'm just sobbing. I had to just sit there for like 15 minutes after that song. That song. Ugh.
I know. It's such a nostalgic like sound too, let alone like what the song says. I did say, and not to make light of it, but Dawson's crying not nearly as ugly.
Yeah. But you know what? I bet some of that was real because the guy who played his dad left the show. I mean, they're grieving, but not like his death. He was a huge part of the show and now he's gone. So
yeah. I think you're right. I loved the ending where they show the family picture and it's a flashback because Mitch is still alive.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I think I got the camera figured.
Yeah.
Very dad vibes. And they take the picture. And then Gail's like, he's like, do you want me to come help you inside? She's like, no, just like mess with your camera. It's fine. And he just has this moment where he like looks out at the water and he looks at his house and he looks at his camera. And you just see, I mean, kudos to this acting job because he says nothing.
I know.
And you just see this look of complete content.
I know.
On his face. And then the episode ends. And I was like, okay, that was well done.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, you're still super sad, but you're like, he died a happy man.
Yeah. Which everybody wants. That's what you want. You want to, you
back
want
with his wife, new baby, son, maybe a little disappointed, but like grown into a wonderful man who's out there figuring his life out. I don't know. I just thought that was really well done. And that was a tough one.
It was a tough one.
That was a tough one. If you guys haven't watched it yet, be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready and be ready for more content.
Oh,
from
nice little
season
callback
5.
there.
Thank you. And we're watching a lot of TV this month, y'all. Okay. We're going to be watching some TGIF, some Dawson's Creek. So if you want to join us, we would love it. Either here on the Dawson's Creek episodes or our regular episodes. Please leave us a review. Please share us with your friends or on social media. We're ready for some more growth here in 2026.
Always.
Let's do it. Thanks for listening, guys. See you next time.
Okay, bye.